Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a very wonderful weekend. Whatever you did this weekend. I know there was a little bit of rain. Jim's got a mint. That was perfect timing. I opened the mics and it was just a nice crunch. I don't know if you guys heard that. Jim, how was the weather this weekend?
Something is wrong with you.
Well, anyways, I had a really wonderful weekend. I went out to Greensboro to celebrate our anchor and reporter, Merritt Morgan, now Merritt Hill. She had her wedding on Friday. It was a beautiful, beautiful night. We had a lot of fun. Quite a few of our WITN crew were there, and we got to celebrate and have a good time. It was great. I wish I should have brought the picture up, but
Glad to hear that.
yeah,
Yes.
I know. I'm sorry that you missed out.
Oh no, I had to work Saturday.
You were busy with the tropics.
Yes, yeah, active weekend. Worked on Saturday, and obviously things have changed dramatically in a very good way when it comes to the tropics. I'm going to dig into our change in fortune with Imelda, because I'll tell you what, late last week it was looking like we were going to take a pretty good shot of rain and wind, a tornado risk trying to build in. All that's generally gone.
Okay.
Still going to be some coastal impacts between these potentially two hurricanes off the southeast coast tomorrow. So I'll dig into all that just a little bit.
Okay, awesome. Well, before we dive into all of that, we do have a story from this weekend. Over the weekend, a donation drive was held in Greenville to help those who are less fortunate. It was held by 5051, the movement, the organization there. And they just provided a ton of resources. I know food, clothes, other kinds of donations. Lots of people brought stuff in, which was really great to hear. And a lot of those who needed those materials and necessities did come out and grab some of those resources. So really great to hear that things were a success.
Yeah, it's a wonderful story, no doubt.
All right, well, let's check out some of the rest of the details from this weekend.
Canned goods and personal hygiene products on the table for those in need.
People are just really under the impression that, it's just one set of people, but you have veterans who have served the country that are on a fixed income. They may make $900 a month. Well, what apartment are they going to afford if a one-bedroom apartment is $1,200 and you have to be able to show that you make 3 times the income?
During the 5501 Save the Homeless event on Saturday, one of the women who helped advertise and get donations for the public, Bethany Smith,
I spent the past week trying really hard to raise as much awareness of this as possible. So
received about 100 donations for the drive. It said over 20 people stopped by to take advantage.
Most of it's fortunately gone to use.
Of the resources.
And I swung by Community Crossroads and there were some people out there and I said, "Are you guys staying here?" And one of the ladies was like, "Yeah, I am." And I handed her the last stack of flyers I had, and she came out today with some other people from the shelter.
And while the drive provided material necessities to those in need, it also helped show people where resources can be found.
Like I said, they should take stuff to the local food banks, which I understand. I didn't know where they were at till today.
I think we need to have more of these events so that more people can know about what options they have available, because there are options out there. We just have to get the word out.
All right, yeah, so really great to see that they had a good turnout there. And like they mentioned, it sounds like they want to do more of these events and get the word out there. It sounded like when they were passing out some of the flyers, they were able to get some more people to come and utilize the resources that they had there. So nice to see it, and hopefully more events like this are to come.
Yeah, unfortunately, the weekend weather, we didn't get quite as much rain. It wasn't as wet as expected, and it's not going to be as wet as expected early this week. There's going to be rain around. There is rain around right now, but I think a lot of those weekend events ended up going off pretty good weather-wise. And there were a few exceptions, obviously. But let's dig in. We're going to talk tropics first, and then we'll get into the radar in a sec. So, yeah, 2 systems, Imelda and Umberto. Umberto at one time was a Category 5 hurricane over the weekend. Cat 4 this morning. Imelda, a tropical storm. There's the 2 storms and their tracks kind of overlaid on the same graphic. The Cat 4 hurricane Umberto headed towards the northwest, and then turning out to sea, and then crossing over the same waters that Umberto will cross over. Imelda taking a hard turn to the right, headed out to the deep Atlantic as well. Now, Imelda may cross very close to Bermuda as a Cat 1 hurricane, but comparatively speaking to what Umberto is and was, even Bermuda's probably saying, okay, winds gusting maybe 70, 75. I think we can handle that. The east coast of the U.S., neither of either. No landfalls between Umberto and Imelda missing us. This is wonderful news. It really is. You may not fully appreciate the luck we're seeing here. There's Imelda's latest data. Winds are at 45. It's moving north at 8. Winds gusting 6-0, and again headed north and then turning right. There's still a very slim sliver of a chance that this thing could try to kick back towards the west, but almost all the data now showing it getting picked up by a deep trough and kicked out to sea. So that's Tuesday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon. Category 1 hurricane, potentially, barely if it does make it, and then staying again well off the coast, tracking towards Bermuda by late Wednesday night into Thursday, and out to sea. Tropical models on Imelda. Look at the locked-in consensus of models all headed out to sea. Good stuff. Boy, we look nice and clear there of the storm. Umberto, there's a look at that hurricane. That one looks a little more ominous. It is a much stronger storm, but weakening over the next few days. Should be a Cat 2 at its closest pass to us. Good 200-300 miles offshore, kind of like Aaron did in August. And between these two storms, it's all about big surf and everything that comes with that as we go through the week. There's the late week look at Umberto headed on out to sea. All right, so tropical coastal impacts. I was going to say Imelda's. When I built this, I realized it's really two systems combining to bring these impacts. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Max wind gust 30 to 40 on the beaches. So generally gusting in the 30s. That'll be tomorrow and Wednesday, tapering down Thursday, Friday. Long duration of strong northeast winds. Big surf coming in. Highway 12 overwash at times, like Aaron. Occasional shutdowns, clearing of the sand, reopening, shut it down again. I think in and out of that for several days potentially. Minor to moderate beach erosion. I should have upgraded that to moderate. It's a long time with that strong gusty northeast flow and the big surf, so we'll lose some beach out there in many areas through the course of the week. And then the rip currents, of course, should go without saying, but just in case, don't go in the water. Rip currents are high already, and that won't change for a while. I mentioned the winds. Let's track them for you. Here's today. 20 inland. These are maximum winds. Future wind gusts. Gusts are the maximum winds. So 20, maybe 25 on the coast this afternoon. We'll get you into Tuesday. You'll see some oranges starting to come onto the map. Starting to flirt with some 30s early on the beaches. Inland, nothing hitting 30 in all likelihood. 20, 25, maybe an upper 20 here and there. That's Tuesday afternoon. You can see the beaches in the mid-30s. And then I think on Wednesday, we probably will see a few gusts to 40 on the coast here and there. Inland, 30-ish on those wind gusts as we get into the afternoon. Those numbers might be a little bit on the high side on the winds. A little windy, breezy inland. Enough wind again to prompt a coastal flood warning, Outer Banks, and then the southern portions of the Pamlico Sound. Those arrows, I'm doing that to show you the wind flowing over the sound, driving the sound water southward, and lifting water levels 2 to 3 feet above normal, especially around high tide. And high tides, by the way, will be mid-afternoon hours generally this week. Today it's at 1 p.m. By late week it'll be 4 p.m. And then 12 hours later in the middle of the night when you're sleeping, high tide. Coastal flood advisory, those waters pushing back into the Neuse and Pamlico River basins as well. As you get up towards Washington and New Bern and some of the usual suspects in there, 1 to 2 feet water levels above normal at times. Coastal Pamlico County, same deal. Back into, I would say, southern Craven County along the Neuse River, you might see a 2-foot water level rise. All right, let's switch gears and get into the rain. It's going to be coming in at times today. Clouds all day today and tomorrow generally, in and out of showers. Upper 70s today, our northeast wind we talked about. There's the radar right now. Light rain, pretty good blanket of it inland. and then more scattered in nature most of eastern NC, especially the Crystal Coast. That's where the best chances for rain will be down there, lesser coverage further to the north. And again, I think similar scenario tomorrow as well. There's a little tighter shot there, a few heavier showers south side of Jacksonville, down towards Verona, some heavier rain, Sneads Ferry, and then coastal Carteret County as well. And then just that persistent lighter rain back towards I-95. Low 70s now. Watch the model, Dad. I'll take you into the afternoon today. And again, I think the model's a little bit too light on rain coverage. Scattered showers, noon, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Pockets of heavier rain on the coast. That's where you might hit an inch of rain along the coast generally. Inland, I think maybe a tenth to a quarter, and it'll do us. Clouds still there tonight. Clouds still there tomorrow. You're not seeing a lot of rain. I think there will be patchy periods of light rain tomorrow. Again, not a washout. If you're working outside, you'll probably get a full work day in tomorrow. It's still holding 70s under that cloud deck. And then finally, Tuesday night, watch the clouds thin out. By the time we get to sunrise Wednesday, we're taking the clouds out, bringing clear skies in. That's a nice transition. Sunshine Wednesday afternoon and holding the 70s. Typically you're thinking sun's back. We'll hit the 80s. North breeze, remember Wednesday's winds 30 to 40, upper 20s inland. That'll be a cool air advection coming in on that north breeze. So we'll hold those temps in the 70s. Nice dry air, feeling good. Beaches today, high rip current risk, all beaches. That high will be there, again, generally all week long. 4-footers, give or take. That 4 to 5 foot surf, that'll again run to 10 footers occasionally. Late tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, probably Friday as well. Low tide was back at sunrise. So again, a high tide at 1 o'clock this afternoon, 2 o'clock tomorrow, 3 o'clock, usually at about an hour every day later on that tide. And again, that wind 15 or so. All right, I'll show you the big map, then we'll jump to the 8-day. That little frontal boundary off the coast really weakening out there, kind of opening the door for that moisture from those tropical systems. There they are, the tropical duo, I was calling them this morning on air, Umberto and Imelda, staying out to sea. Watch those storms start to kick away tomorrow. I love that. Into Tuesday night and Wednesday, they come off the map. High pressure builds in. Remember, we like high pressure, quiet weather, late week into the weekend. All right, folks, 8-day forecast. Here she is, 78, 76, 74. Click it down, down, down. Another dip by Thursday. We're at 71. Transitional weather period, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Clouds and humidity moving out, drier air moving in. Those cooler overnights in the 50s, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. All in the mid-50s, give or take. Highs, mid-70s, give or take. That means we got a beautiful weekend coming our way. As long as everything holds, and I think it will. It's a good model agreement, I like to call it. Monday, a little rain chance. That's a long ways out. We'll see how that shakes out. Obviously, the big weather news, Imelda staying out to sea. Umberto will miss Bermuda. These two systems, I showed you those tracks, kind of crossing tracks over the next couple of days as they kick out to sea. A lot of big surf and everything that comes with that, a few showers here and there, but all in all, dodging significant tropical bullets once again.
Yeah, overall, this is really, really good news. And I know George is in our comments this morning saying that he's also very glad to hear that the storms are going out back to sea, and we couldn't agree more. I know that I was kind of, looking in this weekend, just checking in on your updates, and it was nice to hear yesterday especially that we were, taking that turn away.
Really started to lock in. And once you get that model consensus, I like to call it, then your confidence starts coming up.
Right.
So right now everything is coming together. We have good agreement. It's like having a panel of judges and they all start locking in on the solution. It's like, this is the right answer. There's a high degree of confidence there. Absolutely. So this is really good news. Again, there's going to be rain around the next couple of days. There'll be some gusty winds on the coast and big surf, but by mid to late week, everything getting better.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you, Jim, and thank you everyone for joining us this morning. Also, just want to say hello and good morning to Susan down in Stumpy Point. Hope you have a great week as well. Be safe out there. And George, good morning to you as well. We'll be back again at 8 a.m. for another news and weather update, so hope you can join us then. Have a good one.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.